Hello everyone, Ron here from L.T.L Tutoring Central, and I am back with Collocations, and this is Collocations with Take. So we have done a number of collocations already. You can check out the playlist below. There's also a playlist for idioms, a playlist for story reading or reading comprehension and discussion. We've got quite a few playlists down there that if you want to check out all of the recordings in a certain segment, you can do that. Collocations and idioms are related. They're really figures of speech that we use in English, and other languages have their own too, of course, but they're quite different from language to language, and they're very useful because people use them in everyday speech. They're also used in magazines and newspapers and books, stories or novels, and even in some academic writing, because a lot of the time they become so common that they're no longer considered colloquial, or at least people don't realize that they're using colloquial expression, so they use it in an academic paper. So it's very good to understand and know what those are all about. Also, I do personal tutoring. You can see the table behind me where I do in-person tutoring, but I do online as well. So you can check out the website or email me if you want more information about that. And there are the Udemy courses that you can take too. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Also in the description, there's a way that you can donate to the channel if you want to support the channel some more. Otherwise, you can hit the subscribe. That's totally free, doesn't hurt you at all. Hit the notification bell too, because if there's any issues, you will still be notified when there's a video. All right, I am just getting ready to change over to collocations with Take. First one up, take a break. It just means to stop for a while or rest. For example, after painting the kitchen, we took a break. Or, when studying, it is good to take a break occasionally. And you can see somebody there leaning back, maybe with a cup of coffee, putting their feet up, having a little bit of a break. It could be a long break. It's usually a short break. We're going to take a break from this, and then we're going to come back later. And when you're studying, it is a good idea to take a break occasionally. Let your brain absorb a little bit of what you've been learning and work through it. That's always a good idea, to take a break. Next we have take a message. It just means to write down a note. Normally you're going to write it down. For example, if Marjorie phones, please take a message for me. In other words, you will write down a note and leave it somewhere for this person to find and respond to later. Or, Carl is not in at the moment. Would you like me to take a message? So now you're going to be taking a message and delivering it to Carl, or leaving it somewhere where Carl will find it later. Take a risk means don't be afraid to try. Generally, that's what we mean when we use it as a collocation. If you want the new job, take a risk and apply. So sometimes you just have to step out there and give it a shot. That's another expression. You just have to try. You have to put yourself sometimes in an uncomfortable position and take a risk, but then the reward can be much greater. Or, when learning new material, don't be afraid to take a risk. So yes, when you're studying, when you're learning something new, or you're even taking up a new hobby, or just for your own personal development, don't be afraid to take risks, because that's how we learn. We learn by making mistakes, and we usually make mistakes when we're a little bit outside of our comfort zone, or we're doing something that we're not familiar with. But if we only do what we're familiar with, we didn't really learn anything. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. So when learning new material, don't be afraid to take a risk and step outside of your comfort zone, or in other words, what you're comfortable with doing. Take ages means take a long time to do something. For example, I love the city, but it takes ages to get there. So it just means it takes a really long time to maybe drive to the city. Probably that's the most obvious, but it could be taking a train or even a plane. But it just takes a long time. I want to visit the city. I love the city, but it takes ages to get there. Or, it took ages to complete all the end-of-year reports. So again, it just took a really long time to finish all those reports at the end of the year. Take a look means to preview or examine something. For example, I had a strange mark on my neck, so I had the doctor take a look. So in other words, you went to your doctor and you had your doctor examine what this mark was on your neck, see if it's anything serious or important, or if it's just nothing. Or, can you take a look at my essay for me? Well, I hear that quite often, of course, because in my tutoring business, I have students who want me to have a look at their essay. So, can you take a look at my essay means will you preview it or will you examine it, look it over, see if there's any mistakes, see if there's anything that you can help me, tell me what to improve or what areas might be made better in some way. So, can you take a look at my essay for me? It doesn't mean just look at it. It means read it, sort of examine it, and give some comments back. There you have it. A few collocations with take. Take a break, take a message, take a risk, take ages, and take a look. Add those to your repertoire. Use them occasionally. Practice them with friends before you practice them in any way academically. But have fun with them too, or put them into your writing and let me know how you make out with that. You can check out my writing as well. It'll be in the description. There are a few books. There's one about studying, but there's some short stories as well. That's a different kind of writing from academic writing. There's a lot more leeway. So you might be interested in that, and you can read it. You can read all of them for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. All right. Until next time, keep learning, keep having fun. It's Ron from L.T.L Tutoring Central. Bye-bye for now.